Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Fresh Start Monday. Um, so what I want to do today, I don't have an actual video for you guys, but I am working on one. I don't know whether to combine two different things I'm doing or just make them two separately, but it does involve Colburn and the DNA evidence and Kulane. So that's in the making, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed. There's so many comments on the channel. I can't get to them all. It's too much. It's like every couple minutes there's a new one. At the end of the day, I look, I'm like, oh my gosh. But everyone's very thoughtful, nice. People are very respectful. Most of the people, there's some crude people on there, but it's part of doing YouTube. If you don't have thick skin, you probably shouldn't do YouTube, and it doesn't really bother me. But a lot of people have said very nice things about the eyebrows still, so that's great. But overall, I'm just really happy that you guys are subscribing and enjoying the content. I do just want to give a heads up. My channel isn't always just going to be making a murder. I will continue to do it until this thing is solved, here and there videos. But if you want constant updates, I would definitely go check out Eric Cozy's channel. And he covers something like every day. So if you want nonstop making a murder, that's the channel to go to. But I do a lot of other things. I'm going to start working on my podcast more, and anyone who watches the UFC, you can stay tuned and pay attention to my new segment that I'm doing called Cutting Like Khabib. And I'm going to drop from 225 pounds down to 165 pounds just to show what weight cutting's like and if a normal person can actually do it. But beyond all that, what I want to do today is go over comments, some of the comments that are being written by you guys, and just read them and discuss them a little bit and go from there, because this is a good way for me to interact a little bit more and just put something out while I'm working on the other videos. And I just went from the top down, so I mean, I know I'm missing a lot of them, but we'll just go over a few here. Slim Ninja. Looking forward to the podcast there, bud. I have watched over a dozen different channels of peeps who make vids on this case, and I've only subscribed to a couple of them, with yours being one of them. Thank you, Slim. I lose sleep and literally think about the case every day and come up with many different theories on who did it and how, but I'm basically thinking it was the whole team effort in which everyone involved had a part to do in order to frame Steven. Sad thing is that Teresa got killed because she just seemed to be the last person Steven was knowingly with outside of his family. So in order to frame him for murder, well, somebody had to be murdered. Anyway, I just wanted to say your theory of Teresa's brother being involved in her murder isn't so far-fetched, considering in the self-made video she made a few days before her murder, she didn't mention or thank or say anything about her brother. So I think that those two didn't get along too much. Just thought I would put that out there. Yeah, thank you for the comment, Slim. I do also believe it was a team effort for the most part. I mean, there's multiple people involved with this. It's pretty clear at this point. It's just a matter of who and who did what, and that's what everyone's in Kathleen Zellner's office trying to figure out. As far as Hallbach and her brother, I made that initial video, Mike, and I felt bad about it. I made the second video, and siblings and relationships and families are tough, so it's really hard to say. And until the truth comes out, besides, I mean, Helgis, honestly, I believe had something to do or knew something about it. It's hard to name people anymore. And the only reason he was ever thought by so many people is because his interviews were sketchy. And I stated before in videos, he's not used to that type of thing, so who knows. Billy Hendricks. At 30,000 feet, the guilt of innocence of Stephen and Brendan are almost irrelevant. What's on trial is the Wisconsin criminal justice system. Like many others, Stephen and Brendan were supposed to be swept under the rug once the media died down in a couple of weeks. Manitowoc County never anticipated a documentary captivating not only the entire country, but the fucking world. Now, one of the nation's best defense attorneys is digging up deep into this case, along with tens of thousands of individuals dissecting every grain of sand related to it. What's truly breathtaking isn't the sheer arrogant stupidity on the part of Manitowoc Sheriff's Department and how sloppy they are at planting evidence. It's like they don't like that they are put a little. It's like they don't think they have to put a little effort in creating plausible timeline, even though they did get their men. It only proves how many people with authority will just go along without even having 1 ounce of courage and calling out bullshit. I live over an hour from Manitowoc. When I stayed overnight there 3 years ago, a couple people told me how the authorities there are crooked and they were known for planting drugs in cars to simply arrest someone they don't like. How ironic. Those involved in the conspiracy are way over their heads. Wisconsin's actions against the case is embarrassing. There once was a time when doing what was right outweighed imagery. Very thoughtful comment there, Billy. And good perspective living so close to Manitowoc. But yeah, I agree that it probably was just another planned job. They had no idea that a documentary and everyone in the world would see this. So all the truth is coming out. Jay Wolf. Maybe it has come up since then, but a lot of Stephen Brendan's conviction is based on Brendan's big confession. However, I caught that during one of those confession sessions, Brendan said that him and Stephen did not do what he confessed, that he and Stephen did, but that he got the story that he confessed, and a description and the pictures he drew of what him and Stephen had done in Teresa out of a book that he had read, Kiss the Girls, it's called, or something like that. I read this comment already all the way through, so I'm just going to go to what I have here. I did look it up, and this is just from an article. So let's see where it is. Patterson's novel follows police detective Alex Cross, who investigates two serial killers, Casanova and the Gentleman Caller, working together on opposite sides of the U.S. Both killers rape and murder women, but Casanova kidnaps them first, holding them in his underground harem before he rapes and murders his victims. This is what I believe Paramount Movies said, people who made it. Of course, there's plenty of controversy surrounding the entirety of the Halbach case, including the Dassey during his taped confessions, and whether they could have come from the Patterson's novel. Although both included rape and murder, many other details differ. For example, although Dassey claims he cut Halbach's hair, Reddit, I don't know, Andromachi97 user points out the killer doesn't cut his victim's hair in the book, but it does occur in the 1997 movie based on Patterson's story. So there's a little bit of that. Jay. Ryan Rogers. At first I thought Bobby did it and Scott helped, but after reading the Denny, I think definitely Hilgis. Jealousy, rage, murder. The blood was a sloppy amateur plant along with the key. By Hilgis, DNA was the officer plant to lock it in and bring it on home. The whole town knew about the Avery case, and they probably thought he shouldn't have been released the first time. Easy scapegoat. Bobby testified against Stephen Avery because of the threat from the computer searches child porn. This is an excellent comment. That could be very true. How they got to Bobby, and they knew it was on the computer. He had to testify, otherwise, why the hell were you looking up horse cum and all these 13-year-old searches? That child porn stuff's so bad. That alone is enough to put someone in prison, in my opinion. So, they're very good comment, Ryan. Diana? I don't know how to say this. Diana? I'll say Diana. Ryan and Mike are lying. They're blaming it on Stephen and Brendan. Why don't they do a lie detector test? This shit gets me so angry. I agree. I think that's a really good idea to put everyone that's being thought of to be involved with a lie detector test. And just like they did with Steven in season 2, why don't they do the brain fingerprinting test? See how that works, because that would be even more interesting to see the results on that one, especially with Ryan about that password deal. Shotgun Autumn. Doesn't Teresa's family want the right guy in jail? Do they not see what most everyone else does? That's a really good point and thought about quite a bit. Because, I mean, I've said before, I know if it was a family member of mine and someone went to prison for it and there's all this doubt and all this conflicting evidence, I would want everything done thoroughly because I want that right person to go away. I mean, it's very true right there. Richard Innes, what the fuck? These judges have been presented the evidence. I do not think Stephen and Brennan are innocent. They're either stupid or corrupt. And it's very strange to see all the evidence presented to them and they just deny. It really makes you wonder. Cricket 250. So Fassbender is still going on about how she was raped and shot in Stephen's bedroom with zero forensic evidence to this day. There's just no way. This is Stephen Avery, not Dexter Morgan. That's where I know he is full of shit and can't even take him seriously for still pushing that narrative. Also, no mention about how many times they searched the garage before they found the bullet with no blood or bone on it, and we now know and no blood anywhere in the Rat Pack garage. Infuriating. That's an extremely good point. They make it seem like Steven's cleanup job was done by Dexter. Just like, uh, not saying anything negative about Steven, but he didn't seem to be the most neat guy and working in the type of work they do on that yard. How can you keep everything clean? And to think the the evidence and the DNA is just not there is mind-boggling. Like none. We'll read a few more here. 21 Sham Sham. It's disturbing how crooked the county's government is. Judges, prosecution, police, they don't even pretend to investigate. They just went straight for him. They clearly planted evidence. It's just disturbing that people can do this to someone they don't even know enough to have an opinion of. I think the ex-boyfriend did it. I think anyone that now has doubts on Avery won't say anything because they don't want to face or admit that they falsely imprisoned him again. Exactly. Everyone's way too deep in this to admit guilt. It's gonna go their way or they're gonna get screwed and go to prison. So of course they're just gonna keep going with it, and it's so clear that they just went straight to him and did not investigate anything. And I think it's the biggest part why most people are so infuriated about this, that where's everyone's alibis? Why wasn't anyone else talked to? Lizer 0423. I've seen a couple videos lately where people are speculating that Bobby's wife left him, took the kids, and he disappeared, or he's been arrested. I really hope, if any of this is true, it's the latter. Yeah, that's really interesting comment. I haven't seen anything on that. I looked it up. I didn't see anything, so I'd be curious to know where people were getting that information. Susan Sexton, thanks for the shout out to Eric Cozy. He does good work, and so do you. Keep it up. Yeah, Eric Cozy, like I said, he has a great channel, and he's really deep into this. I like to call him the black belt of the Making a Murder YouTubers. He really takes a lot of time out of his life to work on this. So big shout out to him. And I actually messaged Eric Jose, and we are gonna set up a interview where we're gonna discuss the case. I'm not sure if it'll be live or what, but if you guys want to see that, leave a comment and some of the things you'd like us to talk about. That'd be good. Last one here. My left ear loved this video. On that Bobby Dassey video, I know the audio is off. I'm not an expert on audio and stuff, and every time I make a video, I learn something new. So when I made that video, I just started using an audio box, and I didn't put it on stereo, so only the left ear, if you wear headphones, is gonna give you audio, and I apologize for that. It shouldn't happen again, but I appreciate everyone still sticking through it and watching. All right, guys, so those are just some of the comments. If you guys like these comment videos, let me know if I should keep doing them. I know there's tons to go through, and you guys have a lot of good theories and speculation and just thoughtful things to say. So, excuse me. Yeah, I don't mind doing these. These are nice, quick, and easy, and let's just keep hoping something good happens. And like I said, I'm working on those other videos, so those should be released a couple weeks here. Hopefully, before I leave for California, I can get those uploaded, or at least one of them uploaded, so there's something for you guys to watch. Otherwise, if you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe, bell notification so you can be notified when I post a video, and appreciate you all.